Hello again, I'm Wendy, and this is Summer Bay Studio. And today I'm continuing with a little series that I've been doing that I started in my previous video, which is glue book style Christmas cards. And what I'm using for the base of the card is, I bought this block with white Christmas theme from Michael's last year. So I thought I would use one of these, and it's cardstock, so I'm just going to turn this so it's easier to flip. And I thought what I would do is I'm choosing from my vintage Christmas collection, which is these pieces, which you'll see more of in a minute. And this is the Happy Christmas one, which I did my last video on. So those ones can just stay right there for now, because there might be something in there that I want to use. So what I want to do here is choose a cardstock that would really work with this. Now you can use any kind of base that you want. You can use a different like a card that's already made, something like this, but you'd have to cover up a lot of stuff. That's one thing to keep in mind. You could also just use a plain cardstock, or you could use an old Christmas card. But what I want to do today is choose one of these that would work with this vintage look. Now this would really work. And there's another one, although it's a bit sparkly shiny because it's iridescent and got some green in it. But what I want to do, I think what I'll do instead is use just regular cardstock, and I have some really nice dark red. I'm going to use this to start with. So here's, this is ideas on the fly. All right. Once again, I'm going to cut to fit by just using a pattern. It's kind of like sewing, you know. You cut around a pattern and then put it together. So here's my measurement. Easy peasy. And while I've got this out, I am going to put a piece of music on the front. I'm going to make it this way, I think. Nope, I'm going to make it this way. Change of plan. And what I want to do is I'm going to measure this like this, but I'm going to cut inside these lines because I want the red to show on the front. But I thought I might as well do it while I have the cutter out. So I'm going to move my flowers because today they're in the way with my cutter here. Now, if I was doing a whole bunch of cards like this, I would probably use my scoring board. Okay, so if I want this to be inside there, like about like that, that's about 3/8 of an inch, I'd say. Then 3/8 times 2 is 6/8, which is the same as 3/4. Which means I want to take off 3/4 of an inch. So that works. Now I can put this right in the middle, in the center like this, or I can put it off to the side a little bit. And I think I'm going to go that way because I like things to be a little bit, you know, asymmetrical. I love that. I love this. I think this works. I don't want it to be too cluttered, but I do want it to have some style. So let's see. I have a small bird. I have a Christmas tree, which I don't think would work. Santa is too large. These ones go with this other set. There's another evergreen piece. Actually, the bird is really pretty, isn't it? I like that. And then there's this, which we could use instead of. That's really pretty too. I've got some holly, and see, that would work on a card this size and shape. It's got these little children. I've got some poinsettias I'm not going to use right now. Here's a bigger piece, which would actually, let's just have a look at this. If all you did was that, it would be beautiful. However, I want to do a little bit more than that. If I do this off to the corner, put that up there like that, put this on top of it, and put my bird here so that his crown sticks up over the edge. I want this to be balanced, so it has to work for the entire piece. And I think this does. All right, I'm going to use the glue stick this time. And to do that, I need a piece of paper to use underneath it. Okay, I'm going to use that one. First, I will put this down. And yeah, I think I'll use the glue stick. Just make sure I have enough of it sticking out here. So even if I don't go right to the edge, which I'm not going to because I want it to be a little bit loose, it will still look really nice. Nice thing about this too is you can just set it in that little cap and let it stand there. Right, is my music going the right way? It wasn't. It's one thing to pay attention to because you don't want upside down treble clefs. Okay, that goes in there. This will, oh, I've got a little piece here. It didn't pull out. The CRICUT does such tiny cuts, but you have to make sure that they all get pulled out. See, there was that little piece right there. All right, let's do this one. Now both of these collections are in my store at Summer Bay Studio, and they're on special. So now would be a great time to stock up. You can print and print and print. There. Notice how I covered up this top corner, which I think balances out the piece. Now I could have done some distressing along here, just didn't think of it. But I'm going to do it on here because I think it'll enhance it. In fact, I'm not going to use vintage photo. I'm going to use a walnut stain, which I only recently got. And this will make it, give it more contrast with the background. And it's just pretty. And we're here for the pretty. My motto is, why be plain when you can be fancy? So let's be fancy. This also kind of camouflages that white edge that I put on these stickers. And the reason I put that on there is because, like I mentioned, some of the things are so fine that you can't cut them. All right, so this guy is going to go there, and then my bird is going to go here. Okay. Again, we'll use the glue stick because this has lots of little curly edges and sticky outy things. Take it down just off the edge here. Okay, this gets turned over so it doesn't pick up glue. And then we've got the bird. Now, should I? I think I will. Just put a little dusting of this walnut stain around the edges. It's hard to get into, like the holly is so pointy, all these little corners and sticky outy things. I don't know how else to say that. Points. All these little points. Guess I did know how. It just wasn't coming to me. All right. Now this one I want to come over the edge on both of these sides. So I don't have any glue on here now because I turned it over. So let's just slather on a bunch of this so that we get all those little points and all of them stuck down. And stuck to my finger, of course. Okay, so to measure this, I'm just holding it above and gently pressing it down like that. Now there are, like I mentioned, umpteen ways that you can do this. I recently bought this Prima rub-on foil, which I haven't used yet, but I would like to try that. And you can just put little bits of it on. And the other stuff that I showed you before, this might be a nice, you know, a little accent. But I haven't used it very much, and I'm not all that familiar with it, so I'll leave it for another time. Now, for this card, because it's dark inside, I would probably put a liner in here and something to write on, or print off your message on your computer and cut it out and put it in there. And then you've got envelopes. So when you've got an envelope like this, you could take and also decorate it. Just make sure that it's good and stuck, all the little points are stuck down, or they will tear in the mail. However, if you're not mailing them, if you're just, you know, handing them out at church or something, then that's not really an issue. But I think it's such a fun thing to do, and something you could probably do with children if you were interested or had any to work with. I've got a couple of little grandchildren, but only one of them is sort of old enough to work on those things and loves it. So when she comes, we always do crafts. She loves crafts. So this is something that you could do with a child, or you could just, you know, spend the afternoon having a quiet afternoon and playing with your papers. And I think it's a great idea and an easy one to do and lots of fun. Please take a moment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you follow me, and I'd love to have your comments. So if you like what you see and have ideas that you want to share, I would love to hear them. I would like your opinion on the white edging on stickers, if that's a yes or a no. Be sure to click the like button because that tells other people that this is a likable video, and I'll see you next time.